We had David Rosenberg on at the top of the show.
Okay.
Skeptical.
Skeptical is a good way to describe him. I pointed out some research from Goldman Sachs that showed that after we have gotten historically 5% drawdowns in the S&P 500, it tends to be higher.
He loved that data.
He was
really.
not. This is the chart showing that on the mean and median basis, it's been higher in the periods following. He was not a fan of that historical analogy. No. But you've been at this a long time. Like, how should investors be viewing this period?
First of all, just because something tends to happen doesn't mean it will.
Fair.
So I was in the subway. I didn't get to hear that part of the discussion.
All good.
But knowing his history, I'm sure I can figure out, I think I can read between the lines. But just, we've all been conditioned to buy dips. It does tend to work, but not every dip ultimately proves to be the buying opportunity. And that's really where it comes down. That's why I'm still looking to see if the carry trade has more to go. And one of the things I've been watching is the Japanese Topix Bank Index, which has underperformed the Nikkei. It was down double digits both days. And then yesterday when Nikkei was up 10%, it was up 4%. So I still think that if the Japanese are worried about their banks, maybe there's something out there. So there's a push-pull. Yes, stocks tend to go up. And we do tend, and as a result, dips tend to be good buying opportunities. But they're not 100%. And for people who are just sort of like looking at their 401k, I got a lot of messages from friends, who are not in the markets. What do I do? What do I do? I'm like, just right now, nothing.
Upon the spreading reports of postponing the unveiling of their latest innovation, Blackwell, due to a design flaw, many speculations, concerns, and assumptions were triggered as a result. The news also had a negative impact on the stock market investors who started doubting Nvidia's capability in meeting deadlines and targets. And as expected, of course, the latest announcement didn't have a positive impact on the firms who were eagerly waiting for Nvidia's latest GPU. On the contrary, this was perceived as good news for Samsung. But why? This is the thrilling story that we shall unveil in today's video. But first, if you want to keep up with Nvidia's latest updates and keep up with the stock market's latest news, you can follow our Twitter account. We post multiple times daily about the biggest changes and catalysts in the market. So click the follow button if you don't want to miss the newest market updates. Now, back to today's video.
Well, right, because there's a difference between making the decision to buy into it and making the decision to sell it, right?
Yes, exactly.
But there is that third choice, which is don't do anything.
Stay the course for, if we don't know, stay the course. My first piece of advice always is, if a day like yesterday freaks you out, you're carrying too much risk. Okay, so that's my first order of business. If you were flipping out yesterday, or God forbid you got margin calls or something, you may want to be taking a bit less risk in things. That's probably your tell. If it's like, okay, let me just put this in perspective. We're still up 9% year to date. We still haven't had a full correction in the S&P 500. Yes, the NDX has, but the S&P 500 hasn't. We've given back our gains since like the end of May. So let's take a deep breath. If this, this doesn't mean, go all in because we fell, because I think we did fall for some pretty good reasons, and it's not clear those reasons are behind us. But if you've been doing okay and you weren't really flipped out by what happened yesterday, it was more of a curiosity, then take your time, breathe.
Breathe, just breathe.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, that's good. Good advice, Steve. As always, thank you for joining the show.
My pleasure,
Love
Josh.
having
My
you,
pleasure,
Steve.
Julie.
AI giant Nvidia is reportedly delaying the release of its upcoming Blackwell series chips by several months, now anticipated to hit the market around early 2025. This delay is causing a reshuffle in the semiconductor supply chain. According to a report by the Korea Economic Daily, Samsung Electronics, eager to expand its market share for HBM3 and HBM3E, is likely to emerge as a major beneficiary, along with AMD, from this delay. In March 2024, Nvidia introduced the world to the revolutionary Blackwell series, claiming that it will enable customers to construct and run real-time generative artificial intelligence on trillion-parameter large language models with a shocking 25 times less cost and energy consumption compared to its predecessor. However, last week, as per the report spreading, Nvidia informed its major top customers, including the likes of Tesla, Microsoft, and Google, that the shipments of the Blackwell will be delayed due to design flaws. Tech media outlet Overclocking has identified a defect in the part connecting Nvidia's dual GPUs, which is affecting the B200 and GB200 models. This issue has led tech companies to seek alternatives from Nvidia's competitors, such as AMD, as reported by the Korea Economic Daily. Companies like Microsoft and Google are already collaborating with AMD on next-generation products. For example, Microsoft has acquired the MI300X, an AI accelerator developed by the US-based fabless semiconductor designer, according to the report. But how would Samsung benefit from this delay? This is what we will break down now. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Investocracy.
Well, he is known for betting against the housing market before the 2008 financial crisis. We continue our Big Short Week special with a CNBC exclusive interview. Steve Eisman is Senior Portfolio Manager at Neuberger Berman. He joins us now. Welcome back, Steve. Always good to see you.
Thank you.
You weren't surprised by this sell-off that we saw yesterday's session?
You think I wasn't surprised? I was. Who are you talking to? I was surprised.
You were surprised.
Yes.
You didn't think that this rotation was sort of
rotations are always violent. They always catch everybody unawares, and it's not a fundamental correction. It's like a psychological rotation. People all of a sudden woke up to the fact, like, I want to own something else for a while.
Do you think that
I never can anticipate those things.
Right. Do you think the psychological rotation, though, is something that will hold? Is this something worth investing around, this change in psyche?
I don't trade. I just don't trade. I'm not particularly good at it. God bless people who are. I just like to hold stocks for a long time. So I don't think fundamentals have really changed all that much. I mean, the only negative data point I would point to is consumer spending seems to have slowed a little bit on the margin, and delinquencies are up a touch, but nothing. And probably the economy has slowed a little bit, but I don't particularly find any of that alarming.
Samsung, having secured AMD MI300 series certification for its HBM3 in the first quarter of 2024, is poised to benefit significantly and is likely to supply HBM3E chips to AMD in the future. According to a semiconductor industry source cited by the Korea Economic Daily, the risk of a single company dominating the AI chip supply chain presents substantial opportunities for both Samsung and AMD. Moreover, it is noteworthy that Samsung's HBM3 has also passed Nvidia's qualification process. This milestone means that Samsung's HBM3 will be utilized in Nvidia's H20, a chip specifically developed for the Chinese market to comply with U.S. export controls. This development underscores Samsung's growing role in the AI chip industry, positioning it as a key player alongside established giants like Nvidia. TrendForce's mid-July forecast projects significant shifts in the AI server market for 2024. The shipment share of AI servers equipped with self-developed ASIC chips is expected to exceed 25%, highlighting a growing trend towards diversified chip solutions. Nvidia is anticipated to maintain its dominant position with a 63.6% market share. However, AMD is also expected to increase its presence, with its market share projected to reach 8.1% in 2024. These developments indicate a dynamic and competitive landscape in the AI chip industry. Samsung's strategic advancements and partnerships with both AMD and Nvidia demonstrate its commitment to expanding its influence and capabilities. The increasing diversification of the AI chip supply chain, driven by the need for robust and reliable alternatives, is likely to foster innovation and growth across the sector. As companies like Samsung and AMD continue to make significant strides, the AI chip market is poised for continued evolution and expansion. But what does all of this mean for Nvidia stock? Let's answer this. But first, if you made it this far into the video, thank you. These videos take a lot of effort and time to make. So if you enjoyed them, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This goes a long way in helping us grow. That said, back to the video.
Welcome back to Fast Market, everyone. Kevin Hinks, Alex Coffey. Now it's time for our cash tag segment. Now I want to bring in the Vice President of Research at Likefolio.com, Miss Megan Brantley, to the show. Megan, we're covering NVIDIA. It's a fun topic on a day like this. And actually, we could turn this into the NVIDIA show if we really wanted to. But I looked at your charts, and one thing comes out to me, and that is powerful, that NVIDIA has going on right now. Give us your interpretation of the Likefolio data.
Whenever we look at NVIDIA, and I feel like we've been saying this for some time, this company is best of breed in its space, but it's also best of breed just among innovators, even outside of when you think of AI. Whenever we look at different tailwinds, it's almost a matter of, pick your favorite tailwind for NVIDIA. Is it autonomous driving? Is it robotics? Is it, this massive transition of data centers into this advanced computing, what they call AI factories? I think this is driving a lot of interest in NVIDIA and its technology. And honestly, from what we're seeing, it's that demand is so high, we're not sure NVIDIA can even keep up. And so I think that is the story. It's a great spot to be if you're NVIDIA. And this, whenever we break this down for leaders, I think AMD could be a close or a second place, but I'm not sure that it's even close to NVIDIA, and we're still bullish on AMD. So I think that, whenever we look at NVIDIA right now, we see it trading, I think it's down over 20% from June highs. Whenever we see pullbacks like this, historically, these are gifts to long-term investors.
To conclude, while NVIDIA may be facing a temporary setback with the delay of its Blackwell chips, this should be seen as a minor hiccup in an otherwise strong upward trajectory. The delay presents a short-term challenge, but the overall demand from major tech players and NVIDIA's unmatched prowess in AI chip technology suggests that its stock is likely to rebound and continue its upward climb over time. And it's almost impossible for any company to replace NVIDIA due to their enormous technological advancement. And despite potential short-term fluctuations, NVIDIA's shares have historically demonstrated resilience. Market fundamentals and analysts' forecasts indicate that these are likely just temporary dips. Many analysts predict that NVIDIA's stock will reach new heights in the coming years, bolstered by the eventual release of Blackwell and future innovations. For long-term investors seeking substantial returns, NVIDIA remains a compelling buy. So, fellow investors, what are your thoughts on NVIDIA's current situation and its prospects in the competitive AI chip market? Share your insights in the comments. It's an exciting time to follow NVIDIA, offering valuable lessons in market dynamics, technological innovation, and investment strategies. Through the ups and downs, NVIDIA stands tall, driven by vision and cutting-edge technology. Are you ready to embark on this journey? Finally, if you would like to know what companies like NVIDIA have been up to these past few days, go ahead and click on the next video on your screen. See you there.